Hey, welcome back everyone. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and we are the channel Frugal Money Saver. I am thrilled you are with me today. We are going to be talking budgeting, how to create a budget, how to maintain a budget, and exactly what does a budget do to enhance your life, basically. So it is another jam-packed video with lots of great tips and hints that I pray bless you. So before we begin, we are a debt-free couple living in the state of New York. Paul and I, we retired at 55 and we are managing pretty much on Paul's pension. The reason we're able to do it is because we have a budget and we try to stick to the budget. Paul and I are here just to encourage you and help you along on this journey. So if this sounds good to you, please stick around. Think about subscribing, click that button and become part of our Frugal family. And by all means, if you enjoy these kind of videos, please give it a big thumbs up. So let's get to work. When we did our last video, I had asked you about what you would like to see more of in 2021. And a lot of you said more budgeting. And I can totally understand that. Being frugal is having a budget, a realistic budget that you can work with. And also in the last video, please remember my giveaway on the Budget Happy Planner. And you can find all the information. I will leave that video down below in my description box. You have till Friday the 11th at 9 a.m. That's when I'll pick the winner, and then we'll announce it that Friday evening on our regularly scheduled video. If you are interested in winning a beautiful budget happy planner, then by all means check out that video and see how you can enter. I know the thought of starting a budget can be a bit unsettling. Anytime we start something new or even revamp the budget we have, you're coming out of your comfort zone a little bit. I want you to think of a budget like a recipe. It's kind of necessary to have a good product. You need that recipe, you need that budget to have a good outcome. In other words, I'm making a bread recipe and it calls for 2 cups of flour, but I only have 1.5 cups of flour, so I put in 1/2 cup of baking soda. Will that work? Absolutely not. It will be a total flop. And the same thing with a budget. If you have so much allotted for this category, you cannot take it out of this category and add to it. It's not going to work. Okay? So I want you to feel comfortable with this. I want you to know we support you. You have any questions, just ask them down below. And the categories in this budget may not necessarily be the categories you're dealing with, but I'm going to give you an examples and then you tweak it to suit who you are and your budgetary need. First thing you need to do is figure out how much money you make a month. And that's after taxes. Don't figure out how much money you make before taxes, because we all know it's much less once those taxes are paid. So to start with your budget, the first thing you need to do is figure out your monthly income. And then we can take it from there. Number 2, and I know you've heard me say this 1,010,000 times, and I'm going to keep saying it. You need to track your expenses. You need to figure out where your money is going. I will link a great expense tracker down below in my description box. It is great. It's simple. I've showed it to you so many times. What you need to know is, where's your money going? If you're coming short at the end, could it be because you ate out twice last week? Or could it be that your cable bill, you've got every movie channel there is and maybe we can cut that back? You need to track your expenses. I'm going to show you right now a list of categories that would be fixed expenses and variable expenses. So fixed expenses are things that do not change on a month-to-month basis. That would be your mortgage or your rent. That would be your taxes, home taxes, school taxes. These are things that don't deviate. I mean, they may go up a little every year if you're paying rent or your taxes, but you know the bulk sum of it. And these are things that have to be paid monthly. Then you have your variable expenses, which basically means it can go up and down. That would be your electricity, your food bill, things like that. So let me just show you a graphic, because I know a lot of you are visual learners, and sometimes it helps to see the categories I'm talking about. So take a look at this. So the first category are your fixed expenses, and they remain pretty much constant. Your rent, mortgage, your home and property taxes, and your school taxes. Home insurance, car payment if you have one, health insurance, tithing, giving, sewer, trash, childcare. And then your variable expenses, and these can fluctuate month to month pretty much, which would be your groceries, your electric, your heating costs, gasoline for the car, internet, house phone and cell phone, pet care, recreation, eating out, clothing. And then the last category would be loans or debt. So you saw the difference between fixed expenses and the expenses that can change. And again, yours may be totally different. You may not have childcare. You may not own a pet. Whatever it is, you have to fill in those categories with the bills that you have at the end of the month. So the first thing you did was you figured out how much you make every month after taxes. Second, you are keeping track now of everything you spend. Number 3, you're going to look at your fixed expenses and your variable expenses. Okay? Now, number 4, how did that budget come out? The category money out is going to have to be calculated by looking at your checkbook, at bank statements, at utility bills from the last year, and then dividing by 12 to see what your monthly costs for each category is. I wanted to show you a mock budget. This is just a simple budget showing you amount in and amounts out. I took hypothetical figures saying you made $1,000 take home a week, which would be $4,000. So that would be your total income for the month. And then you see the money out, all the different bills. And you can see the total of the bills are $1,895, and your total left over is $2,105. Again, this is just a very basic look at how to set up a budget. You will have a lot more categories, and you may not come out with that big of a difference in your favor at the end, but I just wanted to show you visually what it would look like. A little bit of money left over? Did it come out with a nice chunk of change left over? Did it come out you're just making it? Or did it come out maybe a little in the red that maybe we need to cut back some spots? That's your next step. Where do your expenses and your budget line up together? And then finally, number 5, if you are coming out where you are spending more than you're making, you need to find out where that money is going and where you can cut back just a little bit. And I would tell you those places are your variable expenses. In the variable category, what are some things you can cut back on? The things I would tell you to look at are your recreation, your clothing, your eating out. Those are things that you can cut back usually a bit on. If you're eating out twice a week, pull it in. If you're shopping on Amazon several times a week, stop. This is just how it's going to roll. If you're spending more than you're making, a budget's not going to work. So you need to find ways to tweak that budget, to bring it down a little bit in your variable expenses. And what you want to do is the frivolous expenses in the variable category, which is, like I said, entertainment. What's your cable package look like? Do you need every movie channel there is out there? Do you need to eat out or take out twice a week? Do you need that new pair of jeans? Do you need that new pair of dress boots? You need to evaluate every purchase. And that's where your money tracker is going to come in. When you start writing down and seeing where your money goes, you're going to be very surprised. All right, so you have your budget set up. You have a little money left over. That's a great thing. Start putting it away in an interest earning account. I am not a financial planner. I am not even pretending to be one. You have a little bit left over. You know you're going to want to put some away, God forbid, for an emergency. Like I tell you all the time, $8,000 was our boiler. There are things that come up constantly that you need extra money for. All right, which takes me to credit card debt. Next time you take that credit card and go to purchase something that is not a necessity, I want you to just think about this. You are basically going to this company and saying, I don't have the money for this. Could you loan it to me? Can I borrow from you? That's basically what you're saying. May I borrow money from you? I want something, I want it now, and I need you to loan me the money. Would you do it? And you know they're going to say yes. You know why they're going to say yes? Because interest rates run about 20%. So $100 impulse purchase, if that's not paid up by the end of the month, they're tacking another $20 on. So now you owe $120. And that's saying you have a 20% interest rate. They can go up to 20. I've seen rates that are out of control. So think about that purchase. Basically, hey, can I borrow some money from you? And this person on the other end is saying, sure, you can borrow money, but I want 20% interest if you don't pay me the first month. And this is how credit card debt builds and builds. They keep tacking that interest on until it becomes unmanageable, but you still owe it. You agreed with them to this amount. Is that $100 pair of dress boots worth it? See, this is a discussion you're going to have with yourself. Where do you stand? You're borrowing money from people. You have to be able to pay that money back at the end of the month. If you don't, they are going to give you a penalty. And that's another thing I keep telling you. Pay your bills on time. Your electric bill, everything should be paid by the due date. Because again, you're just giving away more money. Now the thing is, I know each and every one of you can do this. That's how much faith I have in you. I know having a budget may not be the most fun thing in the world, but it will help your life be a little bit easier. If we can figure out where we need to put our money and then put it there. It's just a matter of sitting down with yourself and being realistic. If you can't afford $500 for eating out every month, then don't put that in your budget. You have to be realistic with yourself. You have to be honest. And that is where the tracking comes in. Every cup of coffee, write down. Every time you get gas, every time you go to the grocery store, anytime you purchase so much as a pair of shoelaces, write it down. You have to be conscious of where your money's going. And then when we have our budget, we can look at this expense tracker and say, well, I can cut out this, or I can cut out this. What are the variable expenses that I know I can lower? For Paul and I, it was eating out was number one. Number two was just like going on Amazon and buying fun stuff because, hey, you want to do it. Another one was I used to love to get my nails done constantly. Now I do my own nails at home and I save, oh my goodness, so much money. And that's the thing I want to say also, that you can have a full and amazing life without overspending, without going into debt. It is possible and it's wonderful. And if you watch any of our videos, you see our thankful mindset throughout every single video. And another thing I know is hard is when friends and family come at you and say, why are you living this way? Why are you living this way? Because we are living intentionally. And I am going to be doing a whole nother video on this. I'm hoping to get it out by next week to you on intentional living, on living a life that you believe is correct, that you feel good about, and other people may not understand our frugal journey. It is such a personal journey. Family and friends can come at you and they can make us feel, oh, well, yeah, I got that top at Goodwill. Or, yeah, we cut back. We don't have cable anymore. You know, and they may not understand it. But God bless them. Let them do what they want. You know, hey, great. You do yours, we'll do ours. And you have to be at peace about that. As long as you are living a life of goodwill, okay? So I hope this was encouraging. I hope it just gave you the basics to kind of kickstart that budget. It's almost 2021. We only have a couple weeks left. So let's kickstart it now and get it ready for the beginning of the year and start fresh, start new. Whatever your goal may be, paying down credit card debt, saving to pay off your home, saving to pay a college debt, whatever it is, I know you can do it. I hope this was helpful. I really do. Please leave me any questions in the comments below. Again, I am not a financial planner. I'm not telling you where to invest, nothing like that. I'm just trying to give you the basics to set up a budget that would work for you. Until our next video, be safe, keep well. We love you so much and we wish you blessings. Please give this a thumbs up and by all means, subscribe if you haven't. Until our next video, bye-bye.